Right, so I'm Maria Slavina. I'm not a biologist. I work in IT, and my area of research is fintech projects, and I also have a lot of experience of project management and launching various products. And I'm quite interested in marine mammals. And today I would like to describe this marine mammal research project and different technologies I'm going to speak about. So nobody is saying that they are absolutely new in research, but I'm just trying to demonstrate how the existing technologies can be combined in order to reach something new and very useful. I am going to speak about citizen science. In the West, internationally, this is quite a common thing, and we can say that it has a great social and cultural significance. In Russia, we have been observing development of volunteers projects. And as for marine mammals, in the West, there is this organization. You can see the link, and they have a very interesting project on polar bears. And this is an example of such project. It is an aggregator where lots of different projects are presented and you can take part in any of them. There are more focused, specialized projects, and they do acoustic research, for example. And if we go back to Russia, as for such aggregation projects, there are not many. In 2020, there is Citizen Science Platform. In Russian, it is like People of Science. And this is developing, but there are no projects related to marine mammals. If we speak specifically about these double M's, marine mammals, they are not well presented to the general public, and usually there are no web resources to attract a lot of volunteers for solving these research tasks. And of course, volunteers can be actively involved. There's an Institute of Statistics results in 2019, and the average profile of a volunteer is that this is a young man or woman from 18 to 25, usually with higher education. Usually they live in quite big towns or cities, and they develop themselves. They attend various training courses. And also these young people, they know how to use different gadgets and they're aware of different technologies. The project I'm presenting now is aiming at this target audience. Right, what can we get? What research and science can get if we involve such volunteers? First of all, it is social networking. If we speak about people between 18 to 25, it means there are many students, including faculties of biology, and students, through participation in such a project, they can find internship. For researchers, this might be very good help and assistance, very good opportunities for collaborations. And maybe some of the researchers would like to work in future with these people. The more volunteers we have, the more opportunities to be in those places where we cannot go or we cannot be at the same time. The majority of participants, these volunteers in different areas, they can be doing similar tasks. And with certain coordination, you can cover and solve lots of tasks. The more data we have, the more interesting results we might reach, including retrospective analysis. And one more thing, Such a project can be attractive not only for biologists, but for specialists from other disciplines as well, for those who have competences in other areas, and they can provide their own knowledge and resources for doing some interesting surveys and studies, and they might have a slightly different perspective on that. Why we are speaking about modular, this modular project. In terms of the software development, one module, it is a functional unit, okay? It is a finished element and it is an isolated piece of code and it performs a certain function. And the advantage of this modular approach in comparison with a monolithic is the following. Such project can be launched very quickly. So there are several modules. Okay, they are developed by different teams, and it is easier to launch it, to move it to the product stage in comparison with one big architecture. And it is easy to scale it up. You just add capacity to each of these modules, and you can also cover or involve bigger numbers of participants or tasks. And also a modular approach is more resilient. So if one module is off, then it can be repaired and reinstated quite easily, and the rest of the system will be still functioning. Let's have a look what modules can be included into a marine mammal project. We have the following proposals. There should be some common database. I am using the data lake term. I believe it is important. Yeah, so this raw data in a lake is preferable than the final already processed data. So this raw data can be analyzed in different ways, and then it can be used for different purposes. In such a project, we might have the existing Russian projects, maybe long-term projects, research projects. Then tourists can upload photographs, so whatever. This module may be expanded. Yeah, the data can be provided by anyone. And these data can be presented very well. And this means that there's great potential for future research. And on the basis of this module that just stores data, we might see that it can lead to very interesting collaborations. And of course, storing scientific data is linked to the copyright issues. I'm going to touch upon it a bit later. Another module, this can be a mobile app. And let's have a look at such a situation. In Black Sea, or in the Black Sea coast and Sakhalin Island, there are organizations. They monitor stranding of animals. And in order to help such projects, we can develop a mobile app that can do the following. Okay, mobile phones of those people who can be in different places. These organizations I'm referring to, the Black Sea or somewhere else, they cannot go to 6 different places, for example, during one day. But it is a possibility to get all these photographs from different places, from different people, 5 minutes left. And this is not new, of course. There have been attempts like this, and we believe that the key thing and the key cause for failure of those apps, because it was distributed among the audience which was not loyal. You know, if we use the basis of volunteers, then this module can be introduced easily, and the attachment of this module to the overall project can be more useful. One more thing, it is gamification. If we speak about volunteers, people have different levels of motivation, and initially, maybe their motivation is not very high, and gamification is one of the ways for turning non-game processes into something exciting. Okay, so this will be interactive. Okay, these won't be just boring and monotonous, maybe scientific tasks, but something exciting and involving. And people will stay with this for a long time, and then they can contribute. Of course, not every single project needs this gamification. Then the next module is training or educational module. Here, I believe the benefits are pretty obvious. This module can be used for educational purposes. For example, if something needs to be analyzed, or if we need to process visual information, identify animals. And also it can be used for improving the professional level of people. Maybe some of the volunteers are not biologists, and maybe they do not have enough experience or knowledge about this. And this is not about a specific module, but this is like a sub-project that should be included into the concept I'm describing. All these legal aspects of studying marine mammals. Of course, it is extremely important, and I had an idea after the round table devoted to protection of marine mammals. I thought that maybe there can be some working group that will be providing this legal support and legal assistance for various purposes. So, for example, development of some common recommendations for tourists, for various tourist agencies, for volunteers groups who are involved in this work. And also they can deal with preparation of draft normative documents and other materials that might lead to changing of the legislation in this sphere. Right, and now monetization. There are different ways, and all of them are quite reasonable. I would like to draw your attention to the second point. It is collaboration with business companies, because lots of companies within the sustainable development strategies, they try to develop their own corporate social responsibility programs. So they would like to be useful to society where they operate, and in providing their products or services, they try to improve loyalty of customers to their products. So this is mutually beneficial. and it can be implemented. And this might provide additional financing. And this project can be monetized also through grants. Also, you might use fundraising technologies and crowdfunding technology. There can be donations, and we can even think about some online store where we can sell souvenirs and accessories. And through this resource, we can share lots of research materials about marine mammals. Yeah, so there will be this educational element as well. Right, I have almost finished. Why are we speaking about it? What for? This project might become a venue for communication and a dialogue between different projects, different people. So this will be a platform for exchanging opinions, and anyone can come, maybe not to a unified opinion, but at least there's a venue for discussing it. And it is easier to plan various collaborations, and also it might be an attempt to take a small step towards the evolution of the whole environment.